Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to HendosHotTopics. Hope you're doing well. Hope you have an amazing week. Hope you're looking after yourself. Now today we have the brother Walter Neilands. How's it going, my bro?
Kia ora. Really good, and great to be here with you and you as well. Thanks for hitting me up.
Yeah, thanks for coming over, man.
And I'm really impressed with the setup that you've created here, and your vision. Like, I've only known about you for a little while, and really impressed with how you're putting yourself out there. You're chasing your dreams. You just showed me your tattoo.
Yeah, tattoo with the quote I live by.
What is it again?
Take the risk or lose a chance.
Oh my goodness, man! That's just a wake up call for everybody. Like, that's epic, man.
Just go out there and just follow your passion and don't look back. Pretty much is what I live by.
That's an awesome attitude to have.
Well, once again, thank you for taking the time to come over to HendosHotTopics for a chat. Like we said, it's been a long time coming, but I'm beyond grateful to have you on here, mate. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
I love to start off the podcast with asking just how you doing in general.
Oh, okay. Just in general?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I think emotionally I'm doing pretty well.
Yep.
I am currently, I guess what's on my mind is I'm quite focused on my business called Screengrab.
Yep.
Which is all about empowering other people to be better at their presentation skills. So it's like public speaking, presenting on video, communicating with people.
Yep.
And we also do video marketing as well. So a lot of video production. So that's like a big thing on my mind. And family, and just contributing to the world in a positive way.
How do you manage to balance the life as now as a founder of your own company and your personal family life?
Yeah. Well, my brother lives with me, so I'm the eldest of 5.
Yep.
How many siblings have you got?
Just one, just the one. So I don't know to that scale. Yeah.
Yeah. I do make time for my family quite a bit.
Yeah.
So they all live. Most of them live within Auckland.
Yep.
Some in the South Island. So I guess we kind of just, after a while, when you haven't done something important for a while, you kind of get that little urge, or say if you're into fitness or something and you haven't done a workout in a little while, you're like, oh, it's been a while, and you kind of just have that feeling. You're like, oh, I better get back into that. So I kind of get that urge with my family as well.
Love that.
I called my auntie today and I said, man, we haven't caught up in a good couple of weeks with the family. We need to do something soon. So I guess you just kind of sense it and then do it.
Love that, bro. It's a grounding, eh? Family. I feel like family's such a powerful grounding.
Yeah.
Especially because life gets so busy every now and again. So even just going back to your roots, your friends, your whānau, it's just so nice to see familiar faces.
Oh, man. And I can easily sort of get sidetracked and forget about all that kind of stuff, but then you got to remember how important it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Now, you've been in the I like to say entertainment industry for a long time coming now.
Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah.
What was it that directed you to that profession?
Yeah, so if you haven't heard of me, I used to host Sticky TV. Yep. So after school youth show. I'm now 31, and I started that when I was 18, but basically 19. Okay, and I was very blessed to actually get to do that, by the way. Like, I don't just go, oh yeah, I'm the man, so that's why I got the job. Nah. I mean, there's so many other people that would love to, have that kind of opportunity.
Yep.
Of course, I did work hard and everything, and got really good at what I do and everything. But I'm grateful for the opportunity that I had at that time. So your question was about me being in the entertainment industry?
What directed you to that?
Oh, it directed me to it.
Profession, yeah.
Great question. So I always wanted to be a good kind of influence on other people. I grew up with my family, my background was quite rough sometimes, My dad was been to jail a few times and was just not nice to be around in the home environment, and all of my family are absolutely amazing people.
Yeah.
We just had, like a lot of people, we have like a little tough time growing up. So anyway, I wanted to be a great role model for other people. And I remember watching after school TV shows like Sticky TV or Studio 2 or whatever was on and thinking, man, those presenters are so cool. Like, they look just like nice people. Every time I watch them, I think, man, they're just good, positive people.
Yeah.
And I thought, man, it'd be cool to be like that, and to, be someone that younger people can
have an impact on them.
Yeah, have a positive impact, and feel like that, make you feel cool and make you feel awesome. Yeah.
I I love that. Oh, that's
know what I mean?
and a lot
That's
of you
part of it.
watching around my age now, and you'll remember Sticky TV, and you remember, especially in primary school and intermediate, when those days where you're just excited to get home, and that was a thing. Sticky TV was that thing where after school you wanted to go home and just watch it.
Yeah, you run home off the bus or
Yeah.
whatever. You're like, oh.
Chuck your bike down, get inside.
Yeah.
But it was a get good feeling turning it on. So I wanted to say from someone who watched you when they were younger is that you did exactly what you set out to do, and
thanks.
you had that impact, and it was, even for someone who didn't enjoy school, didn't have a good schooling, after school, sitting back or just watching Sticky TV, it was that moment of escape. So you set out to have a positive impact and have a good impact on those coming up, and you did it there. You did it. So
Thanks,
I hope you're proud of yourself in that sense, mate. Now, 18, 19, being on such especially a successful full-on Kiwi show, how did you handle that? Because I love if you gave us the blessing to touch on your growing up, your childhood, and how that happened. How did you grow mature enough to be on such a full-on TV show and handle it all at such a young age?
How did I grow mature enough? Maybe. I mean, so we had like five siblings. So I'm the eldest of five. So I'm 31. The youngest, Andrew, is 21. Yeah. And I think I kind of helped out a lot around the house growing up. So maybe that helped me grow up a bit. Maybe you're watching and you're a bit like that too. You're an older sibling or you're someone younger who's looked after other people. I think it just came from like caring about people. So I just care about people. So in high school, I'd look out for other people, and had a few leadership roles. Like you were head boy at your school. That's awesome. So, yeah, and then you don't always feel ready for something. As soon as I got the job on the show, which was a challenging process, by the way, I felt overwhelmed. I felt nervous. I was starstruck because the hosts that I was hosting the show with, Sam Wallace and Carnell Lloyd, who Carnell's on the project, Sam's now on the radio show as weatherman. I was like blown away, like, oh my goodness, these people are famous, and now I'm coming in and I'm just like this 18-year-old kid with like $0 in my bank account with no cool clothes. Like I have like nothing, like at all. Like never had really anything flash, and now I'm hanging out with these guys that I think of as celebrities. Yeah. So I had this imposter syndrome, and it was hard for me to even focus in the office, and we had to write scripts for the show, and I was feeling really overwhelmed, Yeah, I just felt out of place. But, then you just kind of have to accept things after a while. So say you get hooked up with a cool opportunity in your life, and you feel like, oh, this is a bit out of my league. Or maybe you get a girlfriend or boyfriend, I don't know, then you feel like, they're out of my league. You just got to kind of, after a while, come to terms with it and be like, oh no, this is the way it is, and I'm just growing into this next season of my life, and just go through with it, because life's not going to just stay the same the whole time.
100%, bro.
You're going to go through different changes. Like if you're going through a hard time right now, it's not always going to be like that. In the media, we've just heard about like inflation going up, and people are probably feeling stressed out, and we've had COVID or whatever. But times change. Yeah. We get good news as well, so it's like that. So when something good comes to you, learn to accept it and just grab it by the horns and just go with it.
Love that, bro.
Yeah.
In the moments of feeling, that overwhelming feeling, because a lot of people know that overwhelming feeling is a feeling which comes out of nowhere, and a lot of people don't know how to deal with it. How did you deal with it, and just in life in general, when you're hit with obstacles or that feeling of being overwhelmed?
Oh man, I've had heaps of it, Like especially over the last couple of years. Yep. Imposter syndrome, because I've started training people in presentation skills, and some of my clients are like managers of companies, or they're business people that are like levels above me. Yep. And I'm going in there and teaching them how to communicate, teaching them personable skills, and teaching them how to do public speaking and things like that. And so I can feel like an imposter, like, oh my goodness, what am I doing here, giving advice to these people? But they've hired me to do it, and I've said I'm going to do it. And so I've learnt to just kind of prepare as much as I can, but then also just be present in that moment and just give it your best shot and just back yourself. Love that. Yeah. Because I'm sure you know what it feels like to be ripped off by someone as well. I've felt ripped off by someone in the past. Like, say I've had a coach or something, and I felt like, oh, that was a rip-off. And I don't want to be a rip-off to other people. So you get worried, like, oh, am I going to go take someone's money and not deliver to them? And then you feel like, oh, am I going to be an imposter? You got to get out of that headspace. You just got to prepare the best you can and get out there and just go on with an attitude of wanting to serve them and help them and do your best, and realize that it's not going to be perfect.
Yeah, and other thing is to realize that there's a reason you're there. I think the biggest thing is, especially if you're an athlete, you know, if you make a team, I want to link it to the imposter syndrome. Is I've personally felt it. I know there will be other people out there who do sporting. Is you make a team, or you're with these players, and you look around and you go, why am I here?
Yeah.
You know, why am I here? And that is a real daunting feeling, but realizing that you're there for a reason. There's a reason why you're in that team. There's a reason why that person's asking you for help. There's a reason why you've met that person. There's a reason why everything around you is happening. There is a reason why it is happening. You know, the universe has put you down this corridor of all these lessons and challenges you have to overcome, and all these cards you've been dealt. But there's a reason, like, you're on that path and why it's happening to you. So that right there is really interesting, that even for someone who's, you know, I would say looking on is quite comfortable, very comfortable with presenting themselves, speaking to people in front of the camera. But the fact that you said that is really powerful, that even sometimes you're like, oh, you know, I hope that I can, you know, meet the expectations or give them what they're hoping I can give them.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. And a good point too. Yeah, there's a reason why you're doing it, and you'll feel like less of an imposter if you take the focus off yourself and just focus on serving the people that you're there to serve.
Love that, bro. Thank you for that. Now, we spoke about challenges, overcoming that overwhelming feeling. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there who are especially going out into, becoming young adults now. You know, they're getting to that stage now where they have to leave their school friends behind and start to figure out what they need to do with their life.
Yep.
When you were at that point, did you have a good idea of what you wanted to? Because obviously you're heading to the sticky TV scene, which is that kind of point in life where you get into the real world. But were you ever like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I've got a plan. I'm going to execute this. Let's do it.
Oh, man. Yeah, I've been a big overthinker, eh?
Yep.
And I don't think that, for all of us, I don't think that always goes away. You know, like, I've had that multiple times throughout my life. And, yep, definitely high school was a big one. Man, I wasn't sure what to do after high school. I was actually really afraid of getting out a big loan for studying at university.
Yep.
Because in my family, we'd had, some financial issues. And I'd seen that people in my family doing with money. And I was like, oh, I don't want to go down that route and get into debt and have too many financial issues. So I decided not to go to uni. Disclaimer though, I think going to uni is a great thing to do if it's what you really want to do. Then 100%. I think it's a very good thing to do, because you're investing in yourself. I think it's a really good thing. But that was just the headspace I was in at the time. Yep. But I might even go to uni one day, you know. So I think investing in yourself is a great thing to do. But I didn't know exactly what to do out of high school. I think deep down I thought I want to do some kind of presenting work, and I just didn't know how that was going to happen. And so I was looking at other things. Like, I went and did a day with a Sparky, to learn about being an electrician. Did a day with a sheep shearing guy. I started working on a farm. I was washing dishes in a restaurant. I was working at a horse stable, just like mucking out horse boxes. Just a bunch of random jobs. And then I was working on a farm, and the guy I was working for, he said to me, well, you can't be out here just painting sheds and drenching calves forever. Like, what do you want to do with your life? Because this was the year after high school. Yep. I said, oh, Peter, man, I don't know. He said, like, come on, man. Like, what if you could do anything, what would you do? So I said, well, I think I would want to be a television host. I'd want to be a presenter. And he didn't look at me. I thought he was going to look at me like I was an idiot. Like, what are the chances are that you're going to get a job like that? But instead he said, awesome. Well, what do you think you need to do that? So I said, oh, well, I probably actually have to go to uni and study communications, I thought, because I didn't know how else to do it. Yeah. So I signed up for that. And as I signed up for it, like a couple of weeks later, this Sticky TV presenting opportunity came up. I didn't have to go to uni in the end, and it took about 6 months of a whole bunch of stuff, and then it all kind of happened from there.
So it was a blessing in disguise. The days of painting sheds and hot days on the farm, it taught you a lesson. You know, big thanks to Peter for asking you that question, mate. What would you want to do? Because sometimes that's all we do need is someone to ask is, you know, how are you feeling today, or what are your goals for this week, or what's a goal you want to reach by the end of the year, to make you actually think. I had a family friend who came on a couple months back now, Sam, and he said, you don't actually truly know how you're feeling until you say it out loud. And that can relate to a lot of things in life. You know, you might wake up one morning, feeling really bad. You don't want to get out of bed, but you don't know why. You know, you go to school, you tell your friend, I'm not feeling good today. And something just happens, something clicks, and it makes you think, why aren't I feeling good today? You know, I've felt the same way that I'm feeling now that I have this morning, but why now am I realizing it? It's because you accept it and you actually confront it head on. And that's everything in life. And if you're in that point now, which we just spoke about, you're finishing high school, you might be finishing intermediate, going into high school, got that overwhelming feeling. You might be an overthinker like Walter and myself. You know, it's one of those feelings you don't know how to overcome. All these scenarios which aren't going to happen or haven't presented themselves rush through your head. You get overwhelmed. If you're in that mind space and that mindset is, what makes you happy? That's the first question I ask myself when I'm feeling down or confused is, what makes me happy? You know, podcasts, okay, I'm going to go do some research. I'm going to go listen to some people I look up to. You know, it's re-sparking, reigniting that flame that actually gives you a sense of purpose, that self-validation you need. Because that's all we need is, you know, a lot of people search for validation from others. You know, you're doing an amazing job, keep going, but it's really important to find what resonates with you and what gives you that self-validation, you know, to pick yourself up and keep you going through those hard days and give you a sense of purpose in the world of, you know, confusion that might be surrounding you that day.
That's a really good point. And I love what you said about naming your emotion or naming, like, because sometimes things can be a little bit hazy in our mind, but when we label it, boom, we can identify it and, you know, expand it, get rid of it from there, you know.
Lovely, bro. Now,
awesome. And you're right, also one more thing, I really like what you said about sometimes you need someone, or it helps to have someone come in and, you know, ask you a pressing question like that, like, what do you really want to do, you know? Because I noticed that myself because I work alone a lot, and I think sometimes, man, I really value like my good friends when they question me or something or push me, that accountability. You know,
accountability, that's a great word.
People are so important, man, especially in this day and age where it's so easy to live off your phone or whatever and not actually sort of see people or have real relationships with people. I think it's really important too.
Accountability is a great word, and holding yourself accountable is something that gets looked over so much. It could be, you might be starting going to the gym, you know, and you the first 2 weeks are really hard, and you wake up one day, go to school, I'm going to go to the gym, go to work, I'm going to go to the gym. You drive past the gym, I might go home. Hold yourself accountable. Turn around, go to the gym, be there. If you don't put yourself under the pump, if you're not full of sweat and you leave, at least you've been there, tested yourself, you know, hold yourself accountable and pushed yourself to try to be the best person you can be at that moment in time.
Yeah, at that moment in time, absolutely, 100%. And also, if you fall off the horse, just get back on as quick as you can. Like, you know, it's easy. I've done it heaps of times. Fall off the horse, go to the gym or whatever new habit I'm trying to build. Just don't beat yourself up for too long. Just whatever. Just get back on. Keep moving. Don't add too much drama to it.
Now, your company, you spoke about before, Screengrab. Sorry.
That's right.
Now, you've been a writer and producer for around 6 years now. And the fact of the matter is, how do you feel now being a founder of your own company?
Well, it's not as glamorous as you might think. I mean, being a founder of my own company, I mean, honestly, anyone can be a founder of your own company. That's whether your company is successful and it's, you know, actually helping people, bringing value to the marketplace, and it's profitable, you know. So you can found a company right now if you want. Just open up a bank account and call it whatever you want, but you got to be able to actually generate cash flow with that company. And at the start, that's not always easy. Depends on what it is. You know what I mean? So I really love what you're doing with this podcast, man.
Appreciate that, mate.
I'm looking forward to you just growing it.
Love that. Thank you for
that.
And
the whole brand, by the way.
Thank you.
The whole brand. Being the founder of my own company, well...
Did you think you'd get to that point where you were traveling the country and you know, connecting people on a different level to, you know, the standards you wanted to push with your own brand?
Man, the standards still got a way to go, that's for sure. But I did think it was going to happen at some point, and what I need to do is just keep pushing myself more, man. I know I can do better than what I'm doing right now, so I need to just take myself to the next level. I need to become smarter, more productive, make bolder moves. There's a lot of levers I need to pull to take things up a notch.
Yep.
But how does it feel? It feels good. It feels exciting. I am genuinely proud of myself for doing something. I'm sure you've felt something. You've felt proud of yourself, you know, when you extend yourself.
Yeah.
You know, before starting my company, Screengrab, I don't know if I'd ever sold anything before. Well, I guess I'd sold myself. You know, you've sold yourself when you get a job.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like, say your job pays you $50K a year. That's like you've made a $50,000 sale, essentially. But as far as sort of selling my services officially under a new company, I hadn't done it. So I was quite happy to go, wow, I've made sales now.
Yeah.
I've got people on board. I mean, you've sold me by having me come here and be on your podcast. It means that I've gone, wow, I want to be on that. So congratulations, I'm here. So yeah, it feels good. It feels good to start a business. And if you want to start one, go for it.
Just go for it.
Yeah, just go for it and learn from it.
Yeah.
Just go hard. That's what I have to keep telling myself as well. Don't be afraid to muck up and look like an idiot.
Well,
I already do sometimes.
Exactly.
Just keep going.
mucking up is such an important part of the process. You know, failure is don't be afraid of failing. You know, if it's all part of the process, and
most of the time you probably won't fail anyway.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the point of the fact is when you do have that odd occasion where you have a hiccup or you're confronted with a challenge, those are the moments where you learn the most about yourself. And it's a beautiful thing, you know, pushing yourself to your limit. I like to say expanding your comfort zone. You know, making the uncomfortable the comfortable.
The comfortable, yeah, man. Definitely. Just get used to it, man. We seem to think that, you know, we just want to get to this place where everything's easy. Yeah, we just chill. It's all done. Yeah. I don't know if we ever get to that point, man. We just got to keep going.
Everyone's always
chasing
wanting
the
more.
carrot.
Yep. Yeah, everyone always wants more from the stuff. That's so true, chasing the carrot.
Because I think, I think it's a basic human need, I believe, is growth. Like they say, if you're not growing, you're dying. So we need to keep growing all the time. We need to keep expanding. You can't settle. Like what I achieved last year or with Sticky TV, I did that back then, man. What am I doing now?
Yeah,
I mean, that's great for my credibility, but it's about moving forward.
Yeah.
And contributing more.
Yeah, making the most out of the now and how it can improve the future.
What are you becoming?
Exactly, mate. Now, when you're not traveling the country, connecting with people and impacting people, what do you get up to? You know, how do you keep your mind busy?
Oh, thanks. Well, I'm not traveling the country all the time, by the way. I just have been, particularly this month. Well, I mean, outside of work, I love BMX.
Yep.
Went out for a ride last night, actually, in Manukau at the skate park. The lights go off at 10 p.m. That was fun. I got out of my comfort zone. I did a 180 over the spine, so I had to ride fakie out of it. That was fun. So I love...
Still a surfer?
A little bit of surfing.
Yeah.
Actually, I haven't surfed in a long time. But yeah, I mean, if we were going to the beach, I'd surf. What else do I do? A bit of DIY. I've got like an older house. This place is awesome. My place is like older, so it needs maintenance. Like I've got some handles to replace on a pantry. I've got a hole in a wall to fix. Like, yeah, I'm pretty good with my hands.
Yeah.
Do a bit of tricking, like flips and stuff. Been learning lots about cameras and things lately. Cameras and editing, and just been learning about communication. So reading books on that, listening to things on that. So,
reading books? What's a book you've read that's you've learned a lot from, or that's something that's stuck with you from a book?
Well, the book I'm reading, or actually listening to at the moment, and you can listen to it for free as well on YouTube right now if you want, after this podcast, is Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. So I've been listening to that, and he's talking about how to communicate effectively with people, because the way you communicate is going to make a massive difference in your life. Like, it's going to be huge. And so we communicate not with just the words that we say, but also with our body language and our tone as well. And it's so easy to not think that these things are important, but they are massive. There's a study done, and apparently when you're communicating with someone, only 7% of the impact comes from the words you say. 36%, I think, something like that, is the tone, like the way you say it. And 56% is actually your body language. Like, body language is huge. So, like, for example, if I was to jump on your podcast, I could come in and I could be like, hey, good to be here. Thanks for having me. Or, you know, I could say, hey, good to be here. Thanks for having me. You know, it's a completely different tone. Basically, that first one, I was saying, thanks for having me here, but I wasn't really saying that. Because you could tell.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't actually want to be here by the way I was saying it. But if everything else is in alignment with those words, then you feel it.
Yeah.
So when you go out for a job interview or you want to make a good impression on someone, remember to really project yourself properly. Like, we should hear it in your voice and see it in the way that you show up physically, that you want to be there or that you mean what you say.
It just, it's a different kettle of fish. Just the energy, the energy that produces it. It shows you want to be there.
Absolutely.
And it shows it means something, the conversation you're having. Yeah.
So there's lots of things like that in the book.
Yep.
Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. He actually negotiates with people that are taking people ransom and hostages. He negotiates over the phone with them. He's an FBI guy. And he says, even when he's negotiating with someone like that, you never want to talk to them aggressively over the phone. As much as you want to, knock their lights out, you don't want to talk to them like that because you'll lose them. You go, oh, you let them free, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They'll just hang up, probably bang, bang. So even in that case, you want to talk to them over the phone. You actually want to have a smile and you want to talk to them like almost like a friend in a way. I know that sounds weird, but you want to build like rapport with them and make them feel like you understand them and you kind of care about them a bit to get them to talk to you, because humans are reciprocal.
Yep.
So there's lots of little techniques in there that'll help you. But yeah, communication will take you a long way in life. Check
out that book, because that would actually I might even check that out after we've spoken.
Listen to it,
yeah, listen to it on YouTube like Walter said. And books are I'm learning how to read a book by Perform Under Pressure. It's over there. He's from memory, it's Dr. Siri Evans, I think it is, and he's a mental performance coach, and he's talking about how to train your mind. You can make a decision in under 10 seconds. You can go through 5 possible scenarios in under 10 seconds and train your mind to make the right one. It's all about handling pressure of the mind and confronting scenarios, especially sports, making that right decision really quick. Just those quick, I forgot the word of it, but the quick reaction fibers inside your mind. So that's really interesting. But books are amazing. I found books as well. Read 10 pages a night. Just even that improves your vocabulary. Just big reading time. It. Books are amazing.
Yeah, they are.
I looked over books so much in high school. Yeah. Stuck to the textbooks we had. And, read half the question. That's the answer. But actually sitting down now, having time reading books is so much knowledge and so much beneficial aspects of it.
Oh, absolutely. It'll change your life.
Yeah.
Like, you read one book, now that you've read that knowledge, you now are applying it.
Yeah.
You can take it and apply it. I've had books change my life, absolutely. I used to read books about investing and things like that, so I'm actually into investing.
Yep.
So definitely encourage young people to invest in yourself. Think about your finances as you grow up. They're not the only thing in your life, but they are important. And when you've got build good financial habits, so be good at managing your money, so you're not always getting in big debt. I mean, it's good to invest in yourself. So if you need to go to uni, that's a good bit of debt to get into. You can invest in lots of things. They say stocks or real estate. It's a good thing to think about.
Yeah,
because you'll pat yourself on the back. So if you start young investing in something, put money into, if you buy a house young or into stocks, you'll be patting yourself on the back when you're 30 because you invested money, because it snowballs.
Yeah,
compound
snowball effect, yep.
interest. So you need to be in something for a period of time for it to go up in value. For example, if you bought a house, say like 10 years ago, you probably would have made $500,000 because you might have bought it for $500K and today it's worth $1 million. Therefore, you've made another $500K because it's gone up from $500K to $1 million. So you just made $1 million just from holding that asset.
Yeah.
So, and then when you're young, you've got heaps of time.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you invest when you're young, you know, the longer you hold that investment, the more value it goes up.
And that's an amazing piece of advice there, because a lot of people my age can also take that I guess you could say it, form a metaphor, you know, the snowball effect into everyday life. Is an invest into something early, and it will end out in something amazing later on. I like to say the person you will be in 5 years as a result of who you are today. So if you go out there and set high standards for yourself, expand your comfort zones, do stuff that you know will help you, but you maybe don't usually do. Take a 10-minute walk, 10-minute jog in the morning. That snowball effect will start to happen. It'll build up, and in 5 years you'll be the person who you could have only dreamed about being. Yes,
and it'll go quick too.
Yeah, it will. Yeah,
so definitely invest in yourself. Hey, if you don't have a stack load of money right now, that's totally fine. But you can be building those habits of being good at saving and things like that. So,
lovely. Yep.
And that's something that I learnt from my uncle and a couple of mates, but also read about in books as well. I bought a book for like $1.50 in a garage sale about investing, and because of that, I made a fair bit of equity. I'm not like a rich as person or anything, but like I'm glad that I made that decision earlier.
Yep.
And you can do that too. Even if you're older, it doesn't matter. Like whatever you do now, there's always time for things to improve. And you're investing yourself by reading that book. You're going to see the fruits of that knowledge because you've gone and read it. So
every action has a reaction. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All I ask is, I see you've nearly finished it. What do you reckon about the arepa drink?
Man, I reckon arepa, is that how you say it?
Yeah, arepa, yeah, bro.
I think it is I reckon arepa need to sponsor this podcast. I reckon it'd be worth having the conversation. I really like this drink. I think I like it because it's healthy.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm drinking something good for my body.
Yeah.
And it's great when it tastes good as well. It's a little bit stronger than Ribena.
It is, eh?
If you wanted to, you could probably drink a quarter of it and then top it up with a bit of water or something.
There's a sparkling version of it, which is sparkling and light, which is nice.
I love that.
And it's actually, I was fortunate enough for them to send some out a couple of weeks ago, and since then I haven't actually had energy drinks. I used to have energy drinks at work, and then half an hour later you feel drowsy. You got that. I got real bad headaches at least. Yeah. This though, I have it for a football game, and I'm actually feeling quite mellowed down, less intense, less overthinking situations. It's just it's really beneficial, and you can actually feel it.
It's a brain drink.
Yeah, and extracted from New Zealand pine bark. It's really good. But yeah.
Oh, that's cool as well. Yeah, I like it. It's like a nice Māori name too, arepa.
Arepa, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it's not a repa, it's arepa.
Arepa.
That's cool. I really like it. That's awesome that they sent you some as well.
Yeah, amazing people run it. Angus Brown founded it. Amazing guy. He's
good on you, Angus.
Yeah, good on you, Angus. And yeah, just an all-round nice drink. It's refreshing. It is different. Like you said, it's a strong Ribena. It's not sweet. It's just a nice, different taste.
You can tell that it's good for you when you drink it. Yeah. If you see it around, grab one, have a go.
Give it a gaze. Yeah, give it a.
Do they do other flavors as well?
Or? Just the blackcurrant.
This is a great one to start with.
Yeah, I would recommend the light and sparkling. If you're a bit of a soda water lover or soda stream, the light and sparkling would be a good one for you.
I'll give it a crack.
Now let's go. I want to ask you something, mate.
Yeah, man.
The achievements you've had throughout your life. What's one that you've a milestone you've met or something you've achieved, and you've thought to yourself, damn, I can't believe this happened. I'm proud of myself this has happened.
Things I'm proud of. Well, I mean, we've kind of touched on, getting to work in television and on TV. That's definitely something that I'm proud of, but also I'm grateful for it.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I get much of a big ego about it, or I like to think I don't anyway. I'm glad that I did some investing as well. That was good. Glad that I started my business, which is still growing. It's still early days. And I am. What else? I'm glad that I've reached out to people too.
Love that.
When I've needed help or advice, I haven't been afraid to ask for help, or put myself out there. Because I think in life that's really important. When you want something, one of the biggest obstacles we have is ourselves. We're too afraid to ask for something or to put ourselves out there. I'm actually quite proud. I did stand-up comedy years ago, and I'll probably go back and do some more. To me, that was achievement. I bombed many times on stage, but I'm really glad that I did that because I know I was afraid of it. It feels really good when you do something that you know you want to do, but you're afraid of it. For whatever reason, you're scared, you think you're going to fail at it probably. You probably think you're going to look bad. But anytime you do one of those things that you want to do, that you know you're afraid of, and then you do it, you feel great. Even if it doesn't go the best, you're still proud that you overcame yourself and you had a crack at it, that you still sent it.
And you overcame that little self-critic, That was in your head telling you, you're not going to be good at it. And even if you say, it doesn't go amazing, the fact that you've still gone out of your comfort zone and put that inner voice to silence. And I want to ask you is once you did reach out and, ask for help and, put yourself out there, asking for help and asking for someone to talk to or listen to, how did you feel?
I felt good. Trying to think of a specific time when I did that. It would have been like, if I'm asking for help, it's usually advice from a friend or something, like on what to do with my business, how to acquire a new customer or something. I feel good because when someone else listens to you, and listening's really important. I'm doing a lot of talking today, but
no,
I think listening is a more active skill than actually talking. Listening's great because you gather information and then that helps you figure out what you're then going to say. It's also a great way to build rapport with people, to make them feel comfortable with you if you listen. So that's how I've felt when I've been able to ask a question to someone else and they've listened to me and given me their thoughtful advice. I've just felt validation. So they've validated me and they've usually pointed me in the right direction if they've been a good person that I trust. So that's how I feel.
Yeah, that's a good one as well. Is trust is finding. I love it, especially earlier on. Is finding people who you trust and can have around you. And I think the big perception is a bigger circle is a better circle. But having a nice trustworthy small circle, people you can say, hey Bill, I'm not feeling good today, man. I need some advice. Yeah, easy as, and you can trust what the advice they're giving you. You don't have to second guess it. You don't have to worry that he's going to fill you with false information or something like that. Just having trustworthy people around you, with friends, before school, during school, outside of school. Your friends change, your circles change. The people you've interested in maybe a couple months ago, they'll all change. But having people you trust around you is such a huge part on your side of things, is having people you can bounce off 24/7 that will be there for you if you yell out, I need help, or I need someone to talk to. Just having people have your back is such a reassuring feeling.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's important. And of course you got to have their back as well.
Yeah, 100%, bro. So,
yeah, that is definitely important.
Now I wanna say it's Walter's time now, bro.
My time.
It's your time. You can put anything you want out onto the universe, anything you might want to say to yourself to look back in the future. Maybe a little cordial advice you have to the beautiful person watching or listening.
Cool. Well, what to say with your time? Well, first of all, thank you so much for tuning into this and for supporting Hendo and myself. So it's been wonderful having this conversation. I think most of your audience at this point are the younger generation.
Yeah.
I think so. You're probably a younger person. So what I would say to you is probably something I would say to myself when I was your age. I would say something along the lines of just have a crack at the things that you want to do and get out there and meet people. Don't be afraid of approaching people and approaching opportunities that you want. Whether you're an extrovert or an introvert, doesn't matter. People hold the keys oftentimes to the opportunity that you want. So reach out to people. Whether you, like, say you want to go to uni, then you need to reach out to the uni. If there's a job that you want, I think it's important to do more than just send in your CV. Give them a call. Make a good impression on this person. Do more than what just anyone would do. So put yourself out there and come from a place of, how can I help you? You know, a lot of the times people are thinking about themselves. I don't know how accurate the stat is, but the stat was 95% of the time people are thinking about themselves. It sounds selfish, maybe it is, but if that, say that's true, if people are thinking about themselves all the time, then when you talk to someone, it could be a good idea to talk to them in a way that is kind of like about them in a way, like make it relatable to them what you're saying, because then you're going to connect better with people. So people are often thinking, what's in it for me? Like you listening to this podcast right now, you know, there's so many other things you could be listening to. Yeah. You're only listening to this because there's something valuable in it for you, right? And that's not a bad thing, by the way. It's not like an evil, selfish thing.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's
of
just,
course, yeah.
You know, part of growing, you know, you need some substance. So if you can put yourself in other people's shoes when you're communicating them, say you're going for a job interview, you're going to talk to a boss that you might want to work for, then you want to find out what they want and talk to them in a way that's going to help serve their vision and their mission, because then they're going to see you as someone that they're aligned with and that you'd be good to hire.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I hope I said that properly.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. So just find out what they want. Try and do more listening than talking. And you'll,
I love that.
think about what's in it for others and serve them.
Well, I want to say thank you for giving the HendosHotTopics family some time and coming and just being open and honest, mate. I really do appreciate it. Yeah. And I'm very grateful and very humbled that you did come over and we had an amazing conversation today.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks so much. And I hope you do get some awesome sponsors, man. I'm sure you will. Mate. Keep going hard. And hey, if you know a school that Hendo could speak at, man, hit him up. Okay, if you've got a connection and you'd like Hendo to come in and chat, because I want to back you with that, man. It'd be so cool to see you out there speaking in schools and events and whatnot.
Appreciate that, Walter. I really do. Thank you, mate. Now, as always, you know I love you, and you know HendosHotTopics is a safe place. It's a place where you can come and relate to people. You know, just know that you can trust that what you say out there will be safe and people will hear you and help you. As always, you know my line's open. Contact me about anything. If you think it's stupid, I can guarantee you it's not. A silly question is always a good question. And as always, till next time, do what makes you happy, do what you know is right, and do what you need to do for yourself. See you later. Love is the